Dear Jones Primary School's Board of Committee, I'm Jane, and firstly, I want to say thank you so much for being here today. In this presentation, I will be discussing one learning activity that would help to enhance and promote the listening and the speaking skills in early years primary school settings. My second point highlights the importance of educators, including the teaching of these skills in their literacy programs. So as you may know, listening and speaking are very active and interrelated processes. Listening and speaking, or oral language, is children's most primarily used and most important means of communication. One way that educators can utilize to develop and strengthen these skills is through the think, pair, and share method. Basically, it means that students are given a short amount of time to think about a topic or a question. So during this process, they can either brainstorm or draw to note down the train of thoughts. After that, they're paired up with a friend and both take turns to exchange their ideas while the other listens. When finished, all of the pairs are asked to share their ideas as a big group. And what I find most fascinating about this activity is that it's just so engaging and it's just so interactive. Alright class, now we have all listened to this wonderful book called A New Friend for Mouse. It's about how a small, lonely mouse forms this really great friendship with the elephant. Now, I want you to think of the following questions. You have 2 minutes to do so. And the 2 minutes are up. Now, I want you to pair up with a friend on your right and both take turns to exchange your ideas. Make sure to listen to them really carefully and ask them questions if you're curious. Alright, I can see that all of the pairs are done sharing. Now let's gather up and share your ideas as a class. In the context of storytelling, it significantly boosts recall and comprehension. This method really motivates students to be more descriptive in their language use, for example, by using compound sentences, which can strongly impact their literacy success later on. Additionally, being able to communicate with others using different modes of communication such as facial expressions or body language is one of the main 5th sub-outcomes of the early years learning framework. This can be demonstrated by the pairing process where children can openly exchange ideas with others non-verbally and verbally. One main benefit of this activity would be children feeling more comfortable and more confident sharing their ideas in pairs, because they have more autonomy and more creativity, whereas in large groups they have less opportunity to talk because there are so many students, and furthermore they would feel less pressured getting the answers correct. So why should educators include the teaching of speaking and listening skills? Well, because students have more chance to practice these skills. Consequently, they can familiarize themselves more with different modes of listening and speaking that occur outside. It's worth noting that attention is really reinforced in these types of activities, and this idea of learning through interactions with your peers and teachers really resonates with this socio-interactionist theory by Vygotsky. Specifically, while listening to the peers and teachers, children are constantly being exposed to new sentence structures and new vocabularies, thus enriching the 5 oral language components. So to put it in a nutshell, listening and speaking related activities should be promoted more in classrooms, as these give students more opportunity to practice the oral language skills as well as to bond and learn more from the classmates. So that is the end of today's presentation. Thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you have a great day.